How's it going, everyone? Welcome back for another Slippery Bricks video. It's me, Andy, here. Christmas is so close. We are so close. Perhaps by the time this video comes out and you're watching it, it's probably Christmas Day or even after. But it's the greatest time of the year and it's my most favorite time of the year. And my things I like to do is to watch Christmas movies. And my all-time favorite Christmas movie is Home Alone. And followed by that would be Santa Claus, the first one, and followed by Jingle All the Way. But Home Alone is my number one favorite Christmas movie. That's why when Lego came out with the Home Alone set, I was so excited to get it and finally got the chance to finish building it. It took a while to build it, but it was so much fun. As I build along each step, each bag, you keep finding all these references based on like the first and second movie. I get so excited to realize all these things. It brings back a lot of memories and very nostalgic. That's why I thought it's fun today to show you all the Easter eggs that I can possibly find inside this set that will reference back to both the Home Alone 1 and 2 movies. So let's get on to it, shall we? Alrighty, due to the massiveness of this set, which is massive, we are going to break it down into section by section in order to find out all of the Easter eggs, and we're going to start out with the front of the house. So I can already see two. First we have the statue here, the infamous statue. If you can recall, it's a statue that everyone keeps bumping into and knocking it over. One including the delivery guy from Little Nero's Pizza. Both times he came for delivering pizza, he knocked it down 2 times. And the second one is, of course, the driver that drives the airport transportation van to pick up the McAllisters to go to the airport. It's the second van that knocked the statue down. Funny, the first van didn't knock it down. It's the second one all the time in both movies. So that's pretty interesting. And the second one comes to this doorknob. It's a very nice piece that they used, this red jewel piece, and I know exactly why. It's because that when Kevin had this hot rod thing that he placed on the doorknob on the other side of the house, and when Harry attempted to open the door, he touched his hand, it burned his hand instantly, leaving the M mark on the palm of his hands, and that is that. So that was one of the exciting scenes, one of the good traps that Kevin made out. So that's that, and I don't think there's anything else in the front of the house, so let's move on, shall we? Next comes up with the first floor of the McAllister's house. We can slide these panels open, which is a very clever build where you can access more easily inside the house. So let's go from left to right, shall we? Let's start from the left, bring you a little bit closer, and immediately we have Michael Jordan's cardboard, which Kevin used to trick Harry and Marv thinking that the house is full of people and is full of joy, so they don't have an opportunity to come burglarize the house. And it was on a train, so it's a pretty clever build. As if I can turn this mechanism, and we have a train set. Funny, when the leaked photos first came out and we knew about the Michael Jordan sticker, I immediately knew there was going to be some kind of train in here, except obviously it can't be like a normal size build train. It has to be a micro build like this one, and it turned out to be really good. Very nice. And next, let's go with the on the Christmas tree. Let's see if we can zoom in. Yes, there we go. And we have two bird pieces on the tree, and these probably are referencing the two turtle doves that Kevin got from Mr. Duncan from Duncan's Toy Chest in Home Alone 2 after Kevin's generous donation. I think it was it $50 or $20, something like that. And he gave him two turtle doves as for his generosity, and he later gave it to the bird lady. Kind of forgot. Did she had a name? Well, we'll call him Bird Lady for now. That was a pretty nice Easter egg there. And inside here on the floor, this was interesting. As let me see if I can get in the clear. See, we have the sticker piece of the house, and I was contemplating what on earth is this in the first place. It was laying down on the floor, kind of acting like a Christmas gift under the tree, and at first I thought, did I miss something from the movie that this was that I did not know about? So my friends gave me the answer saying that this is actually the Lego box art itself from this set, and then I realized, oh, they are absolutely right. It's this practically the same box art with the front of the house, and that red dot on the bottom left is most likely the Lego logo. At first I thought it was some kind of like video recording. You know that red dot when it when it starts recording, it keeps on blinking back and forth. I thought it was that, but obviously I was wrong. And let's see now. Not much here, and over here we have the sticker piece of the Empire State Building in New York, probably referencing that Home Alone 2 took place in New York. So that leads to the right side of the first floor. We would see in the right side of the panel this time. Get that in focus. And we have the Eiffel Tower, which is where in the first Home Alone movie, that's where the McAllisters went on vacation. So that's a good enough reference. And then we have here in the dining room, there's a couple here. On the table, we have the, can't see it very clearly from this angle, but on the plate there is a sticker piece. Is it a sticker piece? Yep, it is. And of macaroni and cheese, which is the TV dinner that Kevin bought when he was shopping alone at the supermarket inside the first movie, and that's what he had for dinner, or at least tried to have for dinner, before Harry and Marv decided to knock on the door and say hello. And it was around 9 o'clock at night, and that's a nice reference there, as the clock indicates it's 9 o'clock, because that's when Harry and Marv said that's when they're going to come back and visit Kevin. And it's just a shame that Kevin didn't have the time or wasn't able to eat the mac and cheese after all. It looks so good after it's been heated up. All the steam was coming out. It just looks so good. I hope he had it right after all the catastrophe happened. And I don't recall having a record player in the movie. This is probably maybe like another nice decor piece for the set, just to like make some space. Oh, almost forgot about the fan in the back. That's one of the traps that Kevin came up with, and when Harry came opening the door, it set off the fan and blew all the feathers right into his face and caused him to look like a chicken. That's what Marv says, like, why are you dressed up like a chicken? So that's that. And last but not least, before we move on to the second floor, Let me rearrange the camera to get a better look. I'll be right back. At the top of the stairs, we remember how Kevin tried to slide down the stairs with his sled and out the front door. And here we have it. We have the sled with Kevin in it. I'm going to try to reimagine or recreate that scene, or else it doesn't seem like it could fit. Okay. Looks like we're good to go. Let me move it back. Let's see if this actually works. I had never actually tried it myself. Looks pretty tight though. There's a knob here, so failed. And from how I judge it in the actual movie, based on the angle of the position of the camera and see how the stairs is in the direction of the door, it doesn't look like it's a straight path out the door. So in essence, I don't think Kevin would have made it out with the sled. I think he probably bumped inside the house somewhere, but not out the door. Moving along to the second floor now. Now, this is my favorite because the second floor has a lot of details and it's a very nice build with all the variety of colors, and there are a lot of Easter eggs up here. And this was my favorite part of the build. So let's go from left to right again, and we'll start with the bedroom here. This turns out to be Buzz's room. As why you say it, I'll explain in a moment. It's because we have that infamous shotgun that's hanging on the wall that Kevin eyed on and he decided to play with it himself. And we have some on top of the shelf, we have some firecrackers. Probably can't see it well because of the lighting and glare, but those are firecrackers that Kevin found in the chest inside Buzz's room, and also that's where he found money to go shopping with. Yep, there we go. And can't see from here, but there is a clear glass piece on the shelf, which is most likely the tank that holds the tarantula that Buzz has that later got loose when the whole shelf came collapsing down on him while he was trying to climb up. Although position of the shelf may be different from the movie, but did the best it can. And over here we have right there, Buzz, your girlfriend. Woof. Yep, Buzz's girlfriend. It was nearly inside the chest as well, but now it's actually hanging up on the wall. That is interesting. And in here there's a heart piece. Now that's interesting. Feeling the love for your girlfriend, right, Buzz? And on the table right there, we have probably like a catalog of Duncan's Toy Chest saying there's a Christmas sale going on. So that is that. And here's an interesting one. Let me bring it up here. Right there on the door, there's a sticker piece. And on it, it says, can't read it, Oleski Storozuk. At first I was like, what is that reference into? And I had no clue until I had to Google it, and then that's when I found out that's the creator who made this Lego set. I thought that's a nice thing to reference him inside the set as well, since he did actually a great job creating this set. Although the initial idea would probably be a little bit different from the final set, which is this one that Lego made, but it's very nice to reference him within the set. And over by the stairway we have that tarantula where he can sneak around all around the house and Let's see if I can grab Marv right just a bit. That's when, haha, right there, nice position. That's when the tarantula was able to stick himself right into Marv's face in order for Kevin to escape. Well, that was all Kevin's doing, but that's pretty cool. Over here, we have a purple tin can. Looks like a tin can, but it's actually a paint can that Kevin uses to knock out both Harry and Marv while they were trying to come up the stairs, not once, but twice. Knocked them down both to the ground. And here we have in the bathroom, we have this piece here. We have the, oops, fall off so very easily. We have the toothbrush. We know what this toothbrush is. It belongs to, it's that toothbrush where Kevin potentially stole, quote unquote, from the general store after he got startled from the shovel guy, Old Man Marley. He saw him at the store and he freaked out and just jumped out of the store without realizing he has the toothbrush in his hand and ran away as fast as he can while he was being accused as a shoplifter, being chased down by the police, but then got away in the middle of the ice skate rink. And there's this little stool here that's pretty clever, saying that Kevin was still too small to look up in the mirror. Therefore, there's this little stool here which he's used to climb up. And nice that this sticker piece actually acts like a mirror too. See if I put my hand here, you see, oh, look at that. And I actually see my hand in the reflection. That's cool. And last up, we'll go into the bedroom. So let me reposition the camera again. And we have the master bedroom. This is where Mom and Dad sleeps, Peter and Kate. And right by the side of the bed, you can see it's 12 in the morning. That's when both in the movies there was a malfunction. First time in the first movie, there was a blackout that caused the electricity to go out and caused the alarm clock to reset. Therefore, the alarm clock didn't set off the time that it was supposed to and made the whole family get up late and slept in. And right beside it, we have some popcorn. That's when Kevin decided to celebrate because he thinks he made his family disappear, quote unquote. And he jumped for joy on the bed while eating popcorn and causing popcorn to spill all over the place, all over the bed. Doesn't he realize that he needs to clean it up later? Well, we do see in the next scenes, the bed is all clean, so obviously he cleaned it up, right? As we keep moving along, we move to the third floor. This, I feel, is more like the attic area, but it's kept referencing in the movie as the third floor. Well, it makes sense. It's the layer on top of the second floor, so third floor. Yep, there it is. And this is pretty an iconic part of the house too. This is where every time Kevin gets into trouble with the family, this is where he goes. Eventually was sleeping with Fuller, and Kevin certainly doesn't like that because he knows that Fuller's wets the bed every time he has any kind of soft beverage, and we have actually a soft beverage here, which is blue, which would most likely indicate Pepsi because that's what he's been drinking in the first movie. Fuller, go easy on the Pepsi. But it wasn't blue back then, or at least wasn't, because I think it was like more of a white color on the can rather than blue like it is today. So I guess that's a easier way to make out the soda can, I guess. Oops, knock this piece out. I'll fix it later. And we have on the table, we have the master plan the very cleverly master plan that Kevin came up with, setting up all the different traps that he set up for Harry and Marv, and they get what they deserve. And I'm just curious, did anybody here actually pause in the middle of the movie showing the battle plan on the screen just to take a peek at what is he actually drawing, or what did he made out before everything took place? If you did, leave a comment down below and saying that you yes or no that you did. And here, I don't know if I can take this out. Here we have a gumball machine. When I've seen the movie all these years now, I never noticed that there was a gumball machine. Not even Greg from Brick Tech realized it, and he's a big fan of the Home Alone movie himself, and that made me to go back and watch carefully the scenes on the third floor and see if there's actually a gumball machine. And indeed there was really a gumball machine right on the side of the bed, and it's not as big as this. I think it was like table size. This looks like it's a full-on gumball machine that you probably see out in the public, maybe at like at the mall or something. This looks like big scale one, not like a micro scale, but I guess they had to make out all those stud pieces just to indicate that it's a gumball. Those are gumballs with all those bright colors. So I believe that's that, and of course we have a spider web. You know how dirty an attic can be after a certain while, but no tarantula comes up here, I'd say. And I think that's about that. The pull-up bed, of course, looks pretty comfortable. And we move from the third floor all the way down to the basement. Now this is the part of the house that Kevin always fears for because of the infamous talking furnace. Hello, Kevin. Well, doesn't really talk. It was already in his head. Always in his head. You know, kids and his imagination. But Kevin doesn't realize it. It's only in his imagination. Eventually, he overcome his fear, and he's not afraid of the basement anymore, which he can nice and comfortably do his laundry. Even I didn't know how to function a washing machine when I was his age. And we got some red and blue detergent. There's not much going on in the basement in this build, other than, well, the furnace is the most important part. Got a toolbox here and something this. And, well, there it goes. The basement. Is anybody hungry? If so, let's move upstairs to the kitchen area. There are quite a few Easter eggs here. And first off, let's go with Little Nero's pizza pie here. We have some pepperoni. It looks like pepperoni pizza, which in my sense, it should have been a cheese pizza, since that's what Kevin always craves for. He doesn't like any kind of toppings, only a plain cheese pizza. A lovely cheese pizza just for me, like he said. And we have, right behind it, we have a TV showing Johnny. I believe that was his name, Johnny. From that movie, what? Angel's Devil? Something like that? I kind of forgot right at this moment. Somebody correct me in the comments if you would. And that was the infamous movie. A cast, a movie, part of a movie, in the movie. And in both movies he uses a lot of the lines in there to like trick other people thinking that they're actually talking to Kevin, but really they're talking to the movie back. Like in this scene, he used all that gunfire to trick the pizza delivery guy, and in the second movie he used it in the hotel, All fun and dandy. Very clever, though. Very clever by Kevin. And right by the door, we have the blowtorch, which Kevin set up right up there. So when Harry opened the door, it set off the blowtorch and it caught Harry's head on fire, causing him to go partially bald, I should say. Yep. And it's a nice thing to mention about this door. This is like, I believe it's like, we've never seen Lego made a door with a dog opening, a dog door. Where is this? This is where Marv decides to peek his head in there. That's when Kevin shoots him right in the face. Bam! That was another infamous shot. Another little Nero's pizza box there. And we have the fridge here. There's not much, I believe there's a reference other than we have a New York tour guide there, a guidebook or some kind of a pamphlet. Probably they're getting ready. Well, actually, no one was getting ready to go to New York because that was an unplanned trip. So I guess that's just like a funny, friendly reference to Home Alone 2. But when we open the refrigerator, whoops, the handle came off. Breaking a lot of things as I'm showing this set. But here we have some macaroni and cheese microwave dinner. Again, that's what Kevin bought at the supermarket and asked the cash registry, is like, are those microwave dinners any good? And she said she didn't know. Like, Kevin says, I'll give them a whirl. So obviously it needs to be kept nice and cool and frozen. So in the fridge it is. And here's a part that's like a trap door. That's when Kevin was playing with the shotgun and shot some figures down into the basement, which can be shown in a moment. Yep, so if I turn this knob right here, it turns out, and there's something in there. So when I turn it all the way, it releases down into the basement, which is the same way how all those action figures got slid down from the kitchen vent in down to the basement. Not sure what this is though. Maybe someone who watches this can tell me what it is. Or it's just some kind of figure. Certainly didn't look like one of those figures, because those were like basketball players or athlete players. Nothing like this. Let's move on. Almost there, guys. We're almost there. We're at the back of the house. There's not much scenes that really take place in the back of the house, but it is winter time. It is Christmas, so we get to see snow everywhere. And we see a trash can here. This would have been cool if it was referencing to Old Man Marley's trash can, as he was seen in the beginning of the movie shoveling salt onto the sidewalk. But inside the trash can, we have, can we zoom? Upside down. We got Kevin's airline ticket. Yes, when Kevin was fighting Buzz in the kitchen, they accidentally knocked down a soda bottle that caused soda to spill all over the countertop where the passports were and the tickets. And that's when Peter took his instinct and tried to salvage all the passports and tickets as he can. I guess in the process, he by accidentally threw out Kevin's airline tickets, which end up in the trash bin inside the kitchen, which probably ended up outside here in the outside trash can eventually. Let's get this back in focus. And that's that. I guess there's not much more out here for Easter eggs. And last but not least, we have the tree house, of course, in the back of the house, right behind it. And of course, this is where the infamous scene as well, where Kevin made the escape from the third floor to the other side of the treehouse by zip lining through. That was really fun, and decided to lay it out down there, since that's how it is. And you may notice, if you built the Home Alone set already, you may notice that my treehouse is a little bit different. That is because before, oops, darn it. Before, the treehouse was supposed to be down here like that. I did not like that at all, because in the movie, the treehouse line is practically eye to eye with the third floor. So I just made a makeshift platform underneath, pretending like it's dirt or something, so I can stick it back on. Here we go. So now it's a little bit more taller of how it should be. It would have been taller like this, but I just made a quick build of it, of the ground, just to satisfy my need for it. And let's just take a quick look at the treehouse, and let me release this line. Whoops, and there goes Kevin. Pretty much like how it is in the movie. We have those scissors where Kevin cut down the line as Harry and Marv was attempting to come from the other side while in the middle of the rope, and Kevin, why did I say Carrie? Kevin just used those scissors to just cut it down, and causing them to slam into the wall of the house. And we also have the pirate sign here, which was a flag in the movie as well, so that's a good reference. But over on the top here, there's like a little airplane, might have been a toy or something. I did not recall there was that, and I don't think I remember seeing that in the movie either. Let me know if you did, because I certainly didn't. So treehouse looks pretty darn good. Boy, I wish every kid wished they had a tree house in the back of their house when they were a kid. Yep. So that's it. So in conclusion, that's all the Easter eggs as I was able to find. If I somehow missed something, maybe, which I probably missed something, or maybe I didn't, but if I did, leave a comment down below and see which ones that you find. And with that said, you know the line. As always, thank you for watching. We'll hope to see you next time. But in the meantime, keep on building, as this Home Alone set is easily one of my top favorite builds of the year of 2021. And see you guys. We're out.